Welcome back to my channel. Following on from my first review of the DJI Mavic Air 2, today I'm having a look at my DJI Mini 2 after a few months of using it. So let's start by looking at the drone. The Mini 2 was a replacement for my Parrot Anafi and complements my Mavic Air 2 as a lightweight, less than 250 gram drone which can be flown in more places than the Air 2. When it arrived I was shocked by how small it is. It's about the same size as an iPhone 12 Pro folded, and even with its lightweight, it still feels a very well built drone. As with the Air 2, I purchased the Fly combo, as for the money, at just under 550 quid, the batteries and extra accessories made it worth buying. With the Fly kit, you get the drone, the DJI prop guard and gimbal cover, the controller, which is very similar to the one for the Mavic Air 2, 3 batteries, a multi-charger for charging the batteries, a variety of cables to connect the phone or tablet to the controller, and some spare props and control sticks. Looking at the drone, removing the propeller guard is simple, which allows you to unfold the Mini 2. Remember, before switching on, always remember to remove the gimbal cover to prevent damage to the gimbal as it moves around on startup. Even when unfolded, the Mini 2 is still a small drone. Unlike the Mavic Air 2, which has 4 quick removable propellers, the Mini 2 has 8 individual screw-on propellers. I have added the wrap grade neon orange partial wrap to my Mini 2. This helps with visual line of sight, which is particularly important with this smaller drone. This was purchased from Amazon for £12 and the link is in the description. Unlike the Air 2, the battery in the Mini 2 is inserted into the back of the drone and can be quickly removed when the drone is folded or unfolded. Just beneath the battery is the USB-C port, which allows you to charge an onboard battery or connect the drone to a PC or Mac to download images and video. Besides this is the SD card slot, which is well placed and again allows access with the drone folded. The quality of this little drone belies its weight at 242 grams, even with the battery in place. It feels built to last, unlike the Parrot Anafi, which felt very delicate. So now let's have a look at the controller. Unlike the Mavic Mini, the DJI Mini 2 has the newer design controller, which is shared with the Mavic Air 2. It's larger than the Mavic Mini's controller, however it still has a nice weight and quality to it, with the rubberized back which makes it nice to hold and secure in the hand. The control sticks are removable and are stored in the base of the controller. You also get a spare set with the Fly kit. Inserting the control sticks takes a little practice, but it's easy once you're used to it, and once installed they're a nice length to help control the flight. Opening the top of the controller reveals the cable storage and allows you to add your phone or tablet to the controller. Various cables are included in the kit which allow connection to various models of phones or tablets. Here you can see it with an iPhone 12 Pro, which fits in no problem at all with its case. The cable is a good length and simply unclips from the controller and plugs into the phone. I prefer to use an iPad Mini 5 to view the footage as it has a nice large screen. Any iPad Mini from the 4 upwards will work fine with the DJI Fly App. I use this simple mount extender which was a few pounds on eBay and simply slides in between the metal rods and then allows you the extra space to add the iPad Mini. As with my Mavic Air 2, this is the setup I prefer to use, with the iPad Mini 5 and the standard cable which is just long enough to fit. It gives you a well balanced, nice flying combination for video and photography. The only problem is the screen on the iPad is quite reflective, so a good anti-reflective screen protector is a must. Now let's have a look at the batteries and charger. The Fly kit comes with 3 batteries and a multi-charger. However, the charger only charges 1 battery at a time. The one which will be charged the quickest will be started, and once this is fully charged, the next one is charged, and then so on until all 3 are charged. When you insert the battery into the charger, the charge status is indicated by 4 white LEDs, each representing 25%. When all 4 are solid, the battery is charged. You can purchase chargers from Amazon for charging all 3 at the same time if required. You can also charge the battery in the drone using the USB-C cable provided, handy for quick charging in the car with a USB port. Charging time of the Mini 2 batteries is not great, to be honest. It takes a few hours to charge from empty, but the charger turns itself off when all batteries are charged, so there's no danger of the unit overheating. I tend to only charge them when I need them, as they will lose power automatically over time, and they do give off a little bit of heat, so rather than waste power, I wait until I need them. The charging hub can also be used as a power bank when any batteries inserted have charge. Simply plug a USB device into the USB port and hit the power button. I've used this to charge an iPhone, but it isn't quite strong enough to charge an iPad. In the photo, you can see the battery charging up the controller. Now let's look at flying the Mini 2. As with all DJI drones, the Mini 2 is very easy to fly. It has 3 modes: Cine, Normal and Sport, but to be honest, I mainly use Cine and Sport for the filming on my channel. Cine mode allows you to take smooth video and slows the drone down and makes the responses slower. The maximum speed in this mode is 13 miles an hour. Normal is just as it suggests, the normal speed mode. It's a bit faster than Cine mode, but not too extreme. I rarely use this mode as I tend to shoot in Cine mode 4K 30 frames per second. The drone will reach a speed of 22 miles an hour in this mode. Sport mode is the fastest mode on the Mini 2 and allows the drone to fly up to 36 miles an hour, but be careful in this mode. Unlike the Mavic Air 2, the Mini doesn't have any obstacle avoidance, and when in sport mode, the stopping distance is substantially long. Unwanted crashes could occur if you're not mindful of this. The other issue in sport mode surrounds the gimbal. If the angle is too high in sport mode, when flying forwards you can suffer from gimbal drop as the air flowing over the top of the gimbal pushes it down fractionally. This is a small price to pay for the weight, but bear it in mind and either slow down or point the gimbal down from the horizontal if you want nice smooth video. Click the link at the top of the screen now to view my video where I experienced the gimbal drop in sports mode. I have flown my Mini 2 in many weather conditions. It copes well with winds up to 20 miles an hour, but it can be blown around and you need to be mindful of the wind and the battery life, or you could end up having to land early. My tip is to fly out into the wind and back with the wind behind you and keep an eye on the battery life. Temperature wise, it's rated for 0 degree cold up to 40 degree heat. However, I once flew it at 0 degrees ground temperature, and when the drone was above 10 meters, it started to suffer with IMU issues and the flight became unstable. Bringing it back down and recalibrating didn't help, only waiting for the temperature to reach 4 to 5 degrees. This has never happened in normal temperatures, so I can only assume it was temperature related and potentially flying outside of the drone's working range. As mentioned, the Mini 2 has no obstacle avoidance, however it does have height sensors on the base to help smooth landings and keep you from crashing downwards. As I said, I mainly record in 4K at 30 frames per second, but the drone has multiple formats from 1080p upwards, and the quality of the video for such a small drone and camera is excellent and perfect for my YouTube channel. It isn't quite as good as the Mavic Air 2 and the colour range isn't as clear, but to be honest, for what it's designed for, it is perfect. As with the Air 2, there are various quick shots which allow you to use the drone to capture great footage of people and objects. Check out my Mavic Air 2 review for more details on these. Link is in the top right hand corner of the screen. The Mini 2 has a whole range of options for taking photos. These allow you to take a variety of different quality images and some useful panoramic shots, although unlike the Mavic Air 2, the software doesn't stitch them together for you. However, this is easily done in something such as Lightroom or Photoshop. The Mini 2 also allows the taking of raw photos, which is great for the budding photographer. You can also adjust the shutter and exposure in both video and photo modes, although the aperture is fixed. So in summary, what do I think of the Mini 2? With the new laws for 2021, the Mini 2 could be the sweet spot in drones for most flyers. It is a perfect beginner's drone, as well as being a very capable drone for filming videos. I've even used it for a small commercial job. Overall, I'm very pleased with the Mini 2. It does have issues when the temperature is cold, and the issue with the gimbal dropping in sports mode, but if you use it within the specification windows and remember to slow down or tilt the gimbal down, the drop becomes irrelevant. Would I change anything? I think the only thing that would make the Mini 2 better would also ruin its best feature, its weight. Adding obstacle avoidance would be a real benefit, but would almost certainly take it above 250 grams and therefore into the next class up and the restrictions on flying that go with it. I give the Mini 2 a very credible 9.5 out of 10. It's a very compact, lightweight, well built, capable and enjoyable drone to fly. Thank you for watching my second product review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing to help me build my channel to help all my fellow drone flyers.